Okay, week 2 of challenge David to see what he can flick through the pages of his book, Future Proofing Yourself, and whatever page we land on, I'm going to talk about. This is a test for me to show that I know what I'm talking about, and I'm not just making it all up as I go along, and it'll coincide with what I've got actually written in the book. So here goes. So this week's page is going to be page 79, dealing with recruitment agencies. Now, there's lots of obvious things here that, how we present ourselves, but I think it can be a bit frustrating of people of certain generations that have got lots of experience, lots of knowledge and skills, and they've perhaps held some very good positions in the past. But the world of recruitment agencies has totally changed. Obviously, the younger generation are getting more involved and have different ways of working. And for certain people of certain generations, they need to realise the rules have changed, the game has changed. And what's happened in the past isn't what's going to happen in the future. And we all have to ask ourselves, we may have great knowledge, skills, wisdom, loads of experience, but that can sometimes be in the past. Is that knowledge, skills and experience and wisdom going to be suitable for what's needed in the future? It's a big thing to think about. But the real key that I want to talk about on this then is ageism. It's rife and we've got to get over it. We've got to deal with it in a different way. And there again, if we feel that we are being suffocated, restrained, held back through ageism because we've hit certain ages, we've got to perhaps box a bit clever and perhaps realise that is recruitment agencies the right way of dealing? Perhaps there's other ways of finding jobs and opportunities. The first thing I'd say is that most of us that have been employed for many years and still want to continue to be employed, we're going to have to change our way. It may be that we need to start going for interim work. Perhaps we need to use our network to find interim roles where we can go and work for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or even a year if we're lucky, and show our worth and then find other opportunities within that business. And that's one way of thinking, that perhaps don't worry about looking for full-time employments. Yes, we'd all like that and the security that gives us. So perhaps interim roles are much better. Secondly, we may actually think, well, do I perhaps need to contact companies direct? Can I use LinkedIn? Can I use there again my network, or perhaps start to research local companies or companies that I would like to work for, and try and go and sell ourselves and look at opportunities within those companies. Find some key decision makers. Yes, it takes time. Yes, it's a lot of hard work. Looking for a new job and a new career isn't just going to happen. Everything else in our lives we can get instantly, obviously internet, etc. But that's not the same with a career. It's not the same with a job sometimes. It needs a lot of hard work to literally think about, how am I going to go and win my own business? As I've spoken about before, we're all a limited company. We sell our time, our expertise, our knowledge and our wisdom, as we've talked about before, and in turn we get a pay and other benefits. But how are you going to keep the doors of your company open? So perhaps you need to market yourself in a different way. Perhaps you need to look at different opportunities, perhaps career changes. Being prepared to pick up the phone and talk to people, find contacts, and use a totally different approach than the traditional one in terms of, expecting a recruitment company to put you in front of companies, you go and knock their socks off and win the work. Sometimes getting in front of the companies is the tough one. There's a lot of competition out there, a lot of CVs, and sometimes, there's technology that actually sort of sifts through CVs and, counts experience and other aspects and qualifications and, dismisses them before a human eye has actually even looked at them. So it is tough trying to find these. So dealing with recruitment agencies and that environment has totally changed. And as I said, for certain generations, it's worth now starting to think about, how can I do this differently? And it is a lot about your network. It is about, being a lot more proactive, going and talking to people, going and finding companies that you would like to work with and presenting yourself to them of why you would like to work for them and the value you can bring and what you can do for their organisation. So you've really got to sort of set yourself up as your consultant for your own limited company. Get out there, knock on the doors, pick up the phone, use social media, find out where companies are, and also a lot of companies are perhaps using more LinkedIn and other ways of putting the jobs out there. So you need to use a whole host of different media to find out where these opportunities are. So that was page 79, dealing with recruitment agencies, and I've added a little bit more in with regards to ageism, because I'm finding there's certain people that have had great jobs, great careers, and for whatever reason they're not in those jobs anymore, and they're finding it quite tough, and they've got to look at totally new ways. So start thinking about these new ways before it can happen to you. Be aware of it, and sometimes think about that. If you're in a good settled job, what would you do if something drastically happened in that business or in your market? How would you go about keeping yourself employable for the future? So that's challenged David for week 2 to show that he can talk about this subject with experience and knowledge, and hopefully provide some great value. So please continue your future-proofing journey. Watch all the other videos. If you'd like a book, please just let me know, and I can send you the link to Amazon or the End of the Bookcase company that I've used to publish this, who've been brilliant. So that's it from this week. Look out for next week's video, and there again I'm going to be doing Challenge David and coming up with another topic that we're going to talk about. Thanks for your time.